possibly the oddest little patch to ever come to Marvel Snap. Find out what's going on as I hereby summon all my imps to join me on my adventures through Marvel Snap. Hey everybody, it's Annabelle. So, super small patch, super odd patch. Maybe I lost the memo, didn't get a memo, because there was a part of me that thought that it was supposed to come out yesterday, but then I thought maybe they were moving them all to Thursday. I'm not sure if there was some sort of issue with Marvel Snap on this particular patch, but they couldn't release it on time, because this is coming out on the 7th instead of the 6th. So it's kind of a weird day to be off. Also, if you kind of look at what we're getting in this patch, it's all very weird things in this patch. Not a lot that anybody was really clamoring for. And it just seems odd that this is all we're getting. Honestly, everything that's in here could have been pushed back to last Thursday and it would have been fine. I don't know if you would have needed even an OSHA to make these 3 changes. Maybe it's the fact that they're kind of doing some of the newer stuff that's coming out, so they couldn't patch too much or change too much in this one. I have no idea. I know there was an issue on Monday night / Tuesday morning with the tokens with the credits, where some people weren't getting the refresh, so maybe that's something that they needed to look at instead. But anyways, we're going to talk about the 3 little patches that came out today. I'm calling it, at this particular point, 1 buff and 2 nerfs. So let's talk about the buff that actually happened on this one. And that's Omega Red. Omega Red went from a 4/5 to a 4/5. So he stayed exactly the same power-wise and exactly the same cost-wise. But his text completely changed. He went from outgoing, giving +4 to adjacent location, to ongoing, giving +3 to adjacent location. But in trade for losing that 1 point of power, he went from needing 10 points winning to now needing 1 point winning. This makes Omega Red a very interesting, very powerful card. This is basically Baxter building on a stick now. I tried to make Omega Red work in the past. That needing to hit 10 was just so painful, was just so annoying to do. The only way that you kind of made it work at any way, shape, or form was using Iron Man with the Omega Red, and it still really wasn't that much power. Now with just needing 1 tiny point more than your opponent, it's going to be awesome. It almost falls into the same range, believe it or not, as Miss Marvel. If you look at Miss Marvel, Miss Marvel is a 4/4, so it's 1 power less than Miss Marvel. It's giving out 2 less power than Miss Marvel, but have way less of a restriction than Miss Marvel does. And Miss Marvel is a pretty heavily used card, so I could see this being played. So don't sleep on the Omega Red, considering now it's almost up to the same value as a Miss Marvel. Now let's talk about the 2 nerfs. And I consider these both nerfs. I don't care what second dinner has to say. First nerf is Helicarrier. Helicarrier is still a 6/10. It still works the same way, where if you discard it, it puts cards into your hand. But instead of it putting 3 cards in your hand, it now fills your card with random stuff. It's decently good if you're trying to play like a collector or a Devil Dinosaur, I will admit that. But if you're trying to go with the owl package, this is actually way worse. And if this gets discarded somehow before your end turn, you now have missing a draw because of how it fills up your hand. And missing one draw in Marvel Snap is huge. This is basically putting a black widow spike in your hand if it hits from. And also because it's all random, you could have junk for the rest of the game. You ever get Triskelion? This is now Triskelion. And the last one that I believe is a nerf is Beast. Beast took that hit. He went from being a 3/4 that returned all cards at his location to your hand, and they permanently cost 1 less, to being a G2 that returned all cards where he's played, and they cost 1 less, but only for 1 turn. This, I think, more have to have a problem running right next to the Falcon. Because if you look at this side by side with the Falcon, it's hard to decide whether you should play the Beast or the Falcons, because Falcon's even a 1 more power and doesn't have the restriction of 1 turn to play all the cards on here. The thing about the Beast is it can get cards down to 0 since it doesn't have a minimum on it. But with Black Swan coming out, Falcon has more of a power spike coming around. Just playing that Black Swan can mean all those ones that you got off Falcon can now be thrown back down. So to me, this is a big nerf to Beast. They're doing this more so that stuff that makes zeros happen aren't going to be permanent. They're going to be stuff that works for 1 turn. I can see later on somehow Beast getting 1 more slight tweak to it, because right now it is fighting with the Falcon, and we're putting back to 3, and maybe getting -2 for next turn, but that might be too powerful. I'd have to look at it. Because right now, it's weird to play. So anyways, those are the 3 cards that got changed in this new album came out this patch, which is the Destroyed Pixel. We'll be getting 1 every single week going forward. But that's all everything that happened in this patch. I want to thank you all so much for watching. And as always, remember, play for fun.